food so she doesn't get all of Tara's lunch. Now, as I said, these guys are one of the rarest species of sea lion in the world, and Maya was an orphan little sea lion. One day her mum went out to feed and actually didn't come back to find her. So Maya, from the age of about 3, has actually been raised by people, so she's very imprinted, very, very people friendly. Now I'm going to get her to say hello to everyone. She has a very husky voice, you have to listen very closely. Can you all hear that? Very cute little voice, isn't it? Now, around the world, there's 33 different species of seal, and they all come under one Latin name, and that Latin name is pinniped, which simply means winged foot. I'm sure you can see why. Those front flippers look a lot like wings. That's where they get that name from. Now, sea lions are different from their cousins, the fur seals, because these guys only have one layer of fur. And if you saw Tasha before come out and pull the sign, you might have noticed that her fur is much more thick. It's actually 2 very different layers. Now, whether you've got 1 layer of fur or 2 layers, you still need to keep it in immaculate condition. And that's easy for little Maya to do because on her rear flippers, she has 3 claws or nails she can use as a hairbrush. She can curl them over, comb through her fur, make sure she never has a bad hair day. Good girl, Maya, well done. Now, her front flippers are very, very soft and they make for the perfect face washer as well. Isn't that right, Maya? Oh, isn't that adorable? Very, very cute. Drowning herself there. Good girl, Maya, well done. So they're actually very clean animals. They spend a great part of their day grooming themselves, making sure they're nice and clean. Now, one of the most common misconceptions as well is that they are very lazy animals. So I'm going to do a bit of a survey. Everyone in the audience, hands up, who thinks seals are lazy animals? Anyone? You, Maya? Yes, it's an easy mistake to make. If you see seals out there in the wild, or even here at Taronga Zoo, they're usually on some rocks or on a beach, and they're usually just lying down doing nothing at all, aren't you, Maya? Being a lady, she always crosses her rear flippers. And when the sun's out, what do all young girls like to do, of course? Sunbaking. And seals look very, very relaxed, but looks can be deceiving. These guys are always on high alert. Now, particularly when they're on the land or at a busy breeding colony, they need to establish a good bit of territory and make sure that no one sneaks up from behind them. This is how Maya does it. Eyes in the back of her head. Good girl, Maya. So from a position like that, they're to decide if a threat comes along whether they'll have a fight, or only being a youngster, Maya's much more likely to get up and run away. Now, she's a very, very good climber. These guys can reach nice high cliffs above the water. Once they do, they can wave goodbye to any other bigger seals out there, can't you, Maya? Wave goodbye. Boys, good girl. Now, whilst danger not only lurks on the land, it's in the water as well. Now, does anyone know what a predator of a seal might be? Anyone at all? Feel free to yell it out. Killer whale's one, and the other one is, of course, that's right, there's sharks out there. Now, while this is a very ordinary shark impersonation, believe it or not, that is a natural behaviour. Now, what seals do when they're too hot is they wet that big front flipper and they expose it to the wind and actually cools down the rest of the body. It's called thermoregulation. Now, any flipper will do, and on a hot day, Maya will even do her synchronised swimming impersonation. Yeah, not her prettiest side, but it still works a treat, doesn't it? My shows again? There we go, isn't that cute? Good girl, not bad for a little seal. How do you think Maya's done today? She's done a good job? Yeah, she has. Well, now, before Maya heads home, she's going to try one little thing that she's got left for us to do. Something she's been learning is what we call a high bow. That means Maya has to jump out of the water as high as she can to try and touch that blue ball there. Now, it's a pretty hard job, so I'm going to send her up the cliff once more. And she's going to jump out of that, sink to the bottom of the pool, and hit the ball at about 2.6 metres, hopefully. If she hits it, feel free to go nuts, because Maya, as I said, loves people and loves the sound of applause. So if she hits it, go crazy. If she misses, I'll get her to be very quiet and I'll get her to try again. So you ready, Maya? Big jump, off you go. The belly flop as well. I'll get her to try that again once more. That was terrible, Maya. Monday-itis. What I might do is get everyone to help Maya out. On the count of 3, if everyone yells out jump, hope that'll scare Maya so much that she'll jump off the rock really, really quickly. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah! There. So keep your applause going for our cutest little 4-year-old as she heads off stage. after the show? No good. There you go. As you can see, Andy's almost lost his American accent. Funny joke? Of course it was. Now, when these guys aren't looking out for predators, they're very, very efficient hunters themselves. Now, Andy has a healthy diet, and on an average day, he'll eat nearly 10 kilos of fish. Now, you see when I feed Andy, he doesn't muck around with his food. He grabs all of it and swallows it head first and whole, so the spines and the scales never get stuck in his throat. Now, it's a very great way to keep on the move and filling up nice and quickly. Now, while their teeth aren't used for chewing, they're very strong, so seals like Andy have a lovely smile, don't you, Andy? You all see that smile? Bigger for you, mate. Bigger than that. You all see that? Yeah, it's a lovely smile from Andy. Certainly gets all the girls. Now, when the seals grab their food, they need to make sure it goes down head first. So what do they use? What do you use, Andy, to make sure it's head first? Yes, that cute little tongue. That makes sure it spins around in the right direction and goes down very quickly. Now, when they can't rely upon their eyesight, what seals have to use is their whiskers. Now, their whiskers are incredibly sensitive and help them catch their prey when they're in dark or murky water. Now, what Andy's doing now is misbehaving. He's at the bottom of the pool. Did you behave yourself? Okay. Now, what Andy's meant to do is come across to the front and show everyone their whiskers. So I'm going to send him across the front. You ready, Andy? Over you go. If on the count of 3, everyone says whiskers, Andy should pop his whiskers up nice and high into the air. So are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Now you can see he certainly has a lot of control over those whiskers, and they allow him to do some pretty special things. Hopefully he'll show you one of those later on in the show. Now, when seals aren't looking out for predators, as I said, they're great hunters and they're very, very quick. Now, before Andy goes for a swim, of course he's a sensitive and sensible young man, so he always checks the water before you go for a swim, don't you? Check again? You sure? Well, boy, Andy likes to check the water because he can reach some very high speeds and make sure that nothing can get in his way. Now, he can nearly hit 40 kilometres an hour when he wants to. So what he's doing now is jumping out of the water every so often to grab a quick breath of air. It's a method of swimming that we call porpoising. Many marine mammals swim like this, and even penguins do as well. It's a great way to swim very, very long distances in search of food, avoiding someone like a killer whale. Now, the reason that Andy can fly through the water like he does is because his chest and shoulder region is the biggest part of his body. Now, when he comes up on the land, you can certainly see this part right here is the biggest part. It's very, very solid and allows Andy to do some pretty special things. What are you doing, Andy? No, not jump in the water. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a tip as well. At the moment, we are approaching summer. Now, as summer comes along, seals get slow appetite. They like to actually walk the whole way across the stage. I'll give you a bit of encouragement. I'll walk with you. Will you come with me, mate? Keep going. Good way, mate. Good boy. Next to the ball as well. So they're very, very strong animals. Andy was holding up then about 150 kilos. Now, I think Andy's just about had enough. So what I might do is I might send Andy off stage. And I'm going to try Tatra again because Andy has clearly given me the seal flipper. So I'm going to send him off. When he comes back to earth, very, very cute. Now, where we left off is showing you how strong these guys are, and because they are such strong animals and such efficient hunters, we need to make sure that we have very good relationships with all of our seals, because even little Tatra here weighing a little 30 kilos can be a very dangerous animal when she wants to be. Now, we need to train these guys to do things like teeth and mouth inspections. Check out all those teeth, good girl. That breath is a little bit fishy, isn't it? Absolutely. Now, when you saw before Maya pretending to be a lazy animal, what she was doing is showing you part of our daily routine. Get all of our seals to lay down in the morning and we give them whole body inspections to check for any cuts or bruises. If they have any problems, our vets can come down and check them out. Now, for our females as well, they're all trained to roll over nice and still. Because if Tatra ever falls pregnant, we can actually ultrasound her while she's wide awake. So it's very safe and it's very positive for all of our seals here at the zoo. Now, checking out their front flippers is important as well. You might find it interesting to know that the bones in their front flippers are very similar to the bones in our own hands, aren't they, Tatra? Good girl, well done. Well, now you've seen how we look after our seals here at the zoo. what we're going to do is show you how you can help them out in the wild. Some of the most dangerous things for seals out there in the wild are things that humans leave laying around. So they can be things like fishing lines or fishing nets. Hopefully Tasha's gone out the back to find something now. There she goes. She's found a bit of netting that someone's left laying around. Seals are very, very playful animals. They'll play with almost anything unusual they come across in the ocean, like Tasha's doing now. Now, as you can imagine, through playing tug-of-war with their friends or just playing around with it in the surf, they can become entangled in these objects. Now, as seals grow, they become very fat, particularly around their chest and shoulder. Quick, grab it for the sea otters. Good girl. Now, as they grow, the net obviously isn't going to grow with them, so it's stuck around their neck and chest and shoulder region, and it's a very, very sad ending, isn't it, Tatra? Oh, what a shame. But luckily enough, there's something you can do. If you have any rubbish, please don't leave it laying on the ground to end up in our waterways. Little Mav, Tatra's boyfriend, is going to come out and show us where the rubbish goes. Which is, of course, where, guys? The bin, that's right. Little Mav, his little stud. He was a shark attack victim. You can see some scars on his back, but he knows rubbish belongs in the bin. Well done, Mamie. That was excellent. Now, you might be wondering how we've been communicating throughout the show with the animals, or how I've been trying to communicate with the animals. What they've been doing is looking for body signals I'm giving them, what we call cues. Now, for instance, when you saw Maya before putting up her flipper in the air, what she was looking for is me bending my right knee. So it'll be a very, very subtle movement. If you watch my right knee, Tatra should be watching as well, so it'll just be like that. And up goes the flipper. Good girl. Now, because these seals are so incredibly smart, you can use the same cue just in a different part of the stage. If I stand over here and I bend my right knee again, it'll be a very small bend. Tatra should do something completely different, shouldn't you, Tatra? Very, very smart. Girl, well done. Now the word good lets her know she's done the right thing. It means fish is on its way. It's coming up very, very soon. Well, that pretty much wraps up our show today. If anyone has any questions, do feel free to hang around after, and I'll be over the front there, probably with Mav and some of our other keepers. We'll answer any questions that anyone may have. Otherwise, before Tatra heads home, I'll get her to go across the front and thank you all personally for being such a patient audience for all of our naughty, naughty seals. Don't you, Tatra? Yeah, thank you very much. Good girl. Have a lovely afternoon, Taronga Zoo. Thank you.